If you look up St. Lucie County property taxes, you'll find that we have the highest millage rate out of all 67 counties for the state of Florida. But before you cross Port St. Lucie or Fort Pierce off of your list, you need to know why a higher millage rate oftentimes results in a lower or equal tax bill to the counties that are right next door to us. I'm Ronnie Dinsmore, broker associate and team leader of the Prestige Group here on the Treasure Coast. My job is to give you the actual numbers so that you can make a smart move without all of the typical real estate fluff. Now, if you're relocating from out of state, you likely already know that Florida has no state income tax. But one thing that usually catches people off guard is how the property taxes actually work whenever you go to purchase your first home. So let's break it down. Right now, the St. Lucie County millage rate is sitting at 21.79 mils. And for those of you like me that don't speak tax essential language, I had to have it broken down, and what that means is that for every $1,000 of your home's assessed value, you pay $1 in taxes. For some easy math, that means that let's say you purchase a $300,000 home, your annual property tax bill is going to be somewhere right around $6,500 a year, which puts the effective tax rate between 1.23 and 1.31%. Now, when we compare that to what people are paying in places like New York, New Jersey, and California, it's still incredibly low. But why is St. Lucie County's millage rate so much higher than the rest of Florida? Well, it actually comes down to the home values in the area. I recently heard one of our county administrators talking about this, and they've said that the reason that our millage rate is the highest in the state is because the average home values are lower than the average in the state of Florida overall. Think about it like this. If your overall property values are low, then the county has to charge a higher percentage rate to generate the basic revenue needed to do stuff like fix the roads and run the community. Also keep in mind that the local government only keeps about 35% of the tax bill. The rest of it goes to stuff like funding our school districts, law enforcement, fire department, as well as water treatment management. Now, if you compare us to our neighboring Martin County, their millage rate is much lower, but the homes in places like Stewart and Palm City cost significantly more. So, while you may be paying a higher percentage on your taxes here in St. Lucie, your actual out-of-pocket check to the tax collector is often identical or lower because the purchase prices of the homes in places like that are much higher to begin with. And St. Lucie County is moving in the right direction right now. For the current fiscal year, they've actually lowered the aggregate millage rate slightly. And here's where the absolute biggest piece of news that we need to talk about comes from. We recently just had the lawmakers pass a massive constitutional amendment that is headed straight to the ballot for us as citizens to vote on this November. If voters approve it, it will completely change how the Homestead exemption works. Right now, primary residents get $50,000 off of the assessed value of their home. Under the new law, that exemption would jump up to $150,000 for 2027 and up to $250,000 for 2028 for all of the non-school taxes. But there is a major catch for anyone watching this from out of state. The legislators put in a strict rule that if you move to Florida and purchase a home after January 1st, 2027, that you must maintain a continuous Florida residency for 5 consecutive years before you qualify for the expanded tax break. If you buy your home and set up your residency before the end of this year, you get grandfathered into the massive new savings that they plan to roll out should the vote be approved. If you wait until 2027 to make your move, you'll be paying higher property taxes for 5 straight years while your neighbor who bought this year enjoys the huge discounts. Now, before I explain how the existing laws protect you once you actually live here, drop a comment below. Do you think that the 5-year waiting period for new residents to get the tax break is fair? Or do you think it's unfairly targeting people that are trying to relocate from out of state? Let me know your thoughts. And if you want to know the straight facts about the Treasure Coast market, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Now, even if your plans don't mean moving to Florida this year and you have that 5-year wait, there's still something that protects homeowners through the Save Our Homes cap. What this does is pretty simple. Once you purchase your home and file your initial homestead exemption, the county locks in your assessed value. From that point forward, your tax assessment can only increase a maximum of 3% or the rate of inflation each year, depending on which number is lower. This means even if home values shoot up 20% in a single year, like they did during COVID, your property tax bill still stays completely stable. Just keep in mind that when you buy a home from somebody else, their old tax cap dies the day that they sell it. The taxes will reset at the current market value the following year, and that is the number that catches people off guard all the time. Unfortunately, it wasn't explained to them that that number was going to shoot up whenever they bought their homes from someone that had owned it for many years. So don't guess on these numbers. If you were trying to map out a budget for moving to Port St. Lucie, Fort Pierce, or anywhere in the Treasure Coast, let me and my team do the math for you. Shoot me a text, give me a call, or click the link in the description below. We will pull all of the real exact numbers. That way you know about specific neighborhoods that you're looking into, and you can buy with complete confidence. And if you want to see how these numbers stack up against the county directly to our south or north, go ahead and check out the videos for the surrounding counties as well. I'm Ronnie Dinsmore, and I'll see you in the next one.